Good evening, this is Atmospheric Alex here with a severe weather forecast outlook and discussion. It has felt like years since I've been able to do something like this, and I'm doing it because we are expecting a pretty big round of severe weather to occur across portions of the Mississippi Valley and even a bit to the north of that going into Saturday this weekend. So it's looking very interesting out there, and there's a lot of things we're going to need to watch out for. And as we go on and take a look at our Storm Prediction Center's convective outlook, this is actually going to be on WeatherWise here, where I'm actually going to be doing this entire video, because again, this map that you're seeing in front of your screen is interactive and is draggable and zoomable. So we're going to be getting into some pretty fun stuff today, as there is model data available to use on this website. So pretty fun, right? Well, we're talking about a large 15% risk of severe weather across a fairly widespread area here, stretching from portions of Illinois, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky as well. We're definitely going to be talking about a risk for probably damaging winds, maybe some hail, and maybe even some tornadoes as well as we go into Saturday. We've been seeing some recent uptrends on the models that we're going to have to talk about. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at your 500 millibar winds from your European model. This is basically your upper airflow. So as we look through time, you see we do have a little bit of a trough pushing on through into Colorado here. So we're seeing a little bit of a low-end tornado risk, but really not much to talk about there. What we're really going to have to watch out for is what comes with this big old trough right within here. You can see a very powerful neutrally tilted trough that is going to start digging like this, and is actually going to move into the general vicinity here of portions of the Mississippi Valley. And take a look at this here. Very strong base shear trough. This is a very classic intense trough ejection here. Look at that. Almost going slightly negatively tilted there at the very end. So we are expecting for sure some severe weather on Saturday when this is all taking place. So definitely going to be something to watch out for as that moves on through, and then you can see how it begins its negative tilt here once it blows past our area. Now, how about your 850 millibar winds? These are basically at your lower level winds, aka your lower level jet, and what it could possibly do. As we head on through into portions of Saturday here, you can see your lower level jet does begin to increase here across portions of Missouri, Arkansas, even West Tennessee. There are portions of Kentucky, Illinois, and Indiana. As we take a look at how strong these winds are in your lower level jet, you could see, upwards of around 50 to 60 miles an hour. So yes, you could see maybe some linear segments of storms with damaging winds pushing on through. Could even see some tornadoes as well. There was even a potential for a strong tornado risk, though I'm going to have to wait for more model data to come out before I really confirm that, because we've been seeing a lot of inconsistencies over the past few days with this upcoming system. And as we continue on through here into our overnight hours, our lower level jet really ramps up here upwards of almost 70 miles an hour across this area right within here. So very favorable in terms of your kinematics here. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at our moisture transport here from our European model, aka your dew points. And you could definitely see them climbing up there as we go into Saturday. A pretty decent warm sector does begin to develop here, where we do have dew points in the 60s to even some 70s down in this area right here that we're going to have to watch out for. So this is just going to provide more energy for your storms. And actually, I'm going to rewind it a little bit because I got ahead of myself. You can see definitely a large open warm sector, and this actually goes even further north. We even have some 60-degree dew points all the way up here, though whether or not we're going to see a notable severe risk that far north remains to be seen here, but definitely going to be a very favorable environment shaping up on Saturday. Now, as we go ahead and take a look at our convective available potential energy, aka our CAPE/storm energy here on our GFS model. I forgot the European model. We don't have that for some reason on WeatherWise, but you could definitely see upwards of around 2,000 CAPE does become quite evident here across Missouri, portions of Arkansas, and anywhere shaded, I'd say in the blue colors, all right? anywhere in the blues and the green colors is suitable for severe weather. So for sure, we're going to have a favorable environment in that area, and that is going to march on off to the east just like that through time. And you could see it does exactly that, but really begins to wane as we head into our overnight hours, which, to be fair, is quite expected because, well, you don't have any daytime heating at night, so you're not able to get your lift or your instability to occur. So again, that is very important to note there, but you still have just enough to sustain a strong line of storms into your overnight hours. And as we take a look at your composite reflectivity here from your GFS model, this is basically going to be what the weather radar could look like as we head on through into Saturday. You could see a ton of storms exploding. In fact, again, I'd like to note you do have a lot of storms further north as well, which as of right now has not been seen by some of our other models or even by the Storm Prediction Center. So we'll have to see if any changes do occur with that in mind, but I'm not really expecting much as of right now. But you can see those storms really blowing up in development here, and even a few more down south. We're going to take a look here really quickly at our RRFS-A model here, our RUFS model. And we're going to go ahead and see where our storms may be developing on Saturday here. As we see through time, some activity out in the plains. But again, as we head into Saturday, you're going to notice a big push of thunderstorm activity. This is starting on Saturday morning, and we already do have the potential for some severe weather across this area here. So could we maybe see a morning round of severe weather before our main event? Well, that remains to be seen. But you can see as we head into our afternoon hours, I'm going to zoom you all into Arkansas here, where we do have some pretty beefy supercellular structures that get underway. Again, this would definitely be your risks of damaging winds, maybe large hail and your tornadoes as well. And again, could we see a stronger tornado out of one of these supercells? We'll have to wait and see. And we can't forget about the activity moving through Middle Tennessee as well, though. Again, I don't expect that to be as noteworthy, and the RRFS model does tend to overdo convection quite a lot. So I would just kind of be aware that that may be a model bias in play. But you could see very intense storms developing down here across Arkansas, and they do kind of start to congeal into some linear segments here as we head into our overnight hours. But this is definitely going to be something to watch out for. They continue pushing south throughout the night. Alright, and with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning into today's first video. There will be a second video out in a little bit about the tropics, because there has been some model data today that has suggested some pretty rapid uptrends with our tropical system, so gotta really watch out for that. But anyways, if you did enjoy today's video, please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to my little corner of the weather community, share this video with friends and family or on social media. Even feel free to leave a comment in the section below if you found this video entertaining or informative, and if you really liked the weather-wise layout that I provided today. It's a little bit finicky to work with. It's gonna have to take some getting used to. And speaking of getting used to, I have not talked about severe weather in probably 3 months, so it's been a long time. So if I was a bit rusty in this video, I do apologize for that. Things will get better. All right, and you all have a wonderful night, everyone. Stay safe and stay weather aware out there.